When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All the Federalists say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away. Out of kindness, I suppose. More on Willie Nelson in a moment. That's actually part of the cover collection. Willie and the late Merle Haggard. It's my favorite. Yeah, we'll get there momentarily, but I am feeling a tremendous amount of emotion right now. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is cool. This moment right now, and I am stone sober, okay? And I'm always stone sober. But I'm just high on everything that's around me. And this is such a great feeling. And you know what? It's all about you. It's all about the fans of the Jaguars. Every show that I ever do, I try to make it about the fan. Right? I could care less about the coaches and the players, and they come and they go, and they come and they go. I mean, I like them for the most part. Yeah, I like them all. I like Doug Marrone. I love Gus Bradley. Doug Peterson was a good guy. Urban Meyer and I listened to Dark Side of the Moon one afternoon, right, during the middle of practice. It was cool. But it's always about the fans for me. And you folks have deserved this. Again, don't be so quick to get to Sunday. Enjoy your Friday night. Hopefully you got some happy hour that is ongoing. And you got a big day scheduled tomorrow. I know we got a few rematches, including Georgia and Alabama. How about the Philly Godfather yesterday? Saying straight up he likes Bama, taking the points there. Certainly you got the big one as well between BYU and Texas Tech. Yet another matchup. I believe there's still a couple of tickets available for the Virginia-Duke game. I'm not sure about that. I'm sure. I mean, what I do know is scalpers are just having a field day here. And then, of course, the Big Ten. That'll be primetime tomorrow night in Indianapolis, where we're going in 15 minutes to bring in Destin Adams to get the very latest on the Colts. Of course, that'll be Indiana and Ohio State. So it all sets up for a spectacular weekend. But, weather, who cares? That's part of football. If it's raining or it gets cold or whatever it may be, that's football. And you have to deal with it. A week ago at this time, we were talking about it being that way in Nashville. I was there for the game. I was expecting it to be bitterly cold, a few degrees above freezing, and it wasn't that way. It was still cold, and it was windy, but we did not get any rain. So I like this to be a very high-scoring football game. The very latest tells us it's Indy favored by 1.5. Your total's 46 and a hook. We understand that Indianapolis comes into this ball game as the number one scoring offense in pro football, 29.8 a game. Jacksonville, over their last 5, is averaging 29.2. They're right there with them. What are you going to do to try to slow them down defensively? Well, I think it's a couple of things. Number one, you got to cheat. You got to stack the box. You can't let Jonathan Taylor beat you. And he's going to get his. He's going to eat. He's played 4 games here and he's never scored. My money would be on the fact that changes Sunday. I do think Jonathan Taylor hits pay dirt. He did not score against Houston. He did not score against Kansas City in his last 2 games. But if you give up one, that's fine. I mean, if you look at the numbers and it's all said and done and Jonathan Taylor carries the ball, 22 times for around 100 yards and a touchdown, I think you take that. Can you keep the average, somewhere around 4? And I think they'll jam him up at times. I also really do believe that there's an opportunity here for Taylor to get loose and have a long one. I mean, he could have a 50, 60-yard run. Could is the key word. We'll see. But don't let him beat you. Put all the pressure on Danny Dimes, who struggled as of late. Indianapolis has lost 3 out of 4. The guy's got a broken leg. Anthony Campanile has done an outstanding job this year making adjustments, including in-game adjustments. Now, I know it was an inferior product, but look at what he did last week. You had 39 yards worth of rushing by Tennessee on that opening drive, and they shut it down the rest of the way through. So Campanile has been able to do that with this football team, and I would expect that he's going to do the same thing. I'm dialing up a lot of blitzes here against Daniel Jones, and if he gets one-on-one coverage and he beats you, you got to tip your cap, right? But this isn't going to be kind of that lame Caldwell type of defense or that very predictable, Todd Wash type of defense. I think we could get some things Sunday afternoon that maybe we haven't seen before, or if so, we haven't seen it a great deal. So that is going to be something to keep our eyes on as well. Okay, as expected, Walker Little out. Dewey out. Both suffering through a concussion, and they are in the concussion protocol, which is really a surprise to me, is the 3 players that are listed as questionable. I totally expected that with Parker Washington and the hip. My guess all along has been that Trayvon Walker is going to be able to go this weekend with the knee, and we'll see, right? The report that came out a few hours ago, he is listed as questionable. The surprise for me is Eric Murray in the neck, because he has been full. And, with Dewey out, the feeling is you just plug Eric Murray right back at safety. He's missed 5 games, and, he's still in that window, the designation to return from the IR. No transaction as of right now by the Jaguars. Obviously, we'll keep you updated if something does happen here in the next couple of hours, and Hacker will as well if it does happen at night. And, hey, news could come in at night. Look at last Saturday night. We got that information on Eric Armstead, who, let me check once again. Yeah, I already know. His status is that, he's going to be able to play. He's not listed as questionable here. He's not listed as out. So you look at Eric Armstead, and he's expected to go. Also, Patrick McCarry is expected to go. Full participation Friday, Thursday, after being limited on Wednesday. As a matter of fact, let's get the Liam Cohen right here on this offensive line, which to me is one of the most fascinating stories of the 2025 Jaguars. The way that someone goes down and then someone else steps up and gets the job done, particularly Cole Van Lannon. And the understanding would be with McCarry back, he goes to right guard. Now Cole Van Lannon steps in at left tackle for Walker Little. Here's what Cohen said about his offensive line earlier this afternoon.
We've tried to do that for a long time, and that's kind of been our philosophy, to ultimately just try to get them as comfortable playing with different combinations, because it's such a volatile position, guys. I've been absolutely crushed by it before, to where you don't have enough and you don't have any, the continuity, and you're getting guys off the street to come in and play, and it's hard. It's such a hard position to go cohesively play together, and it's so few positions in the NFL that for it to really work, it's got to work together. And so I think that Sean, Clee, and Trevor have done a nice job of making sure that we're intentional about doing that in the course, even though sometimes it can frustrate you, right? Because you're trying to build a 5 in training camp or whatever it is, but you're also trying to build sustained continuity and guys that can go out and not maybe miss too many beats if they're in. And I think that's been a good journey and a good process for us.
Can't talk about the offensive line without mention the C words, right? Consistency, continuity, chemistry, right? And Liam Cohen just dropped one on us there a moment ago. And that gets ripped apart when you have injury after injury after injury after injury. That's what's made this thing, so impressive, is that they've actually gotten better, even though they're moving guys along that offensive line. I asked Liam Cohen after the game in Nashville on last Sunday, about Cole Van Lannon and if he'd ever seen anything like that before. And he said no, because for those of you who aren't aware, and most of you are, he's been the third tackle and or tight end in the jumbo. He's played left guard for Ezra Cleveland. He played right tackle for Anton Harrison twice. He moved over to right guard last week for Patrick McCarry. And then because of the injury to Walker Little, you brought in Wyatt Milam. Okay. And again, I'm expecting McCarry, but Milam did get 34 snaps at right guard. It'd be interesting to see if they do something along those lines. My guess would be the veteran, but we will see. And, of course, Van Lannon went over to left tackle. But when I asked that to Liam Cohen, he said it's the most difficult position in the NFL. And I was like, wow. If you were to poll anyone, I mean, arguably the most difficult position in sports in general is got to be a quarterback. The only thing I can think of that would be comparable to that is maybe a battery in Major League Baseball. I don't think the catcher gets enough respect. A pitcher is always going to be singled out, but it's always been the quarterback. And we had this conversation this year about forever it was, why can't you get consistency and dominant centers in the NBA? Why can't we find, classic heavyweights in boxing like we grew up with in the 1970s? And obviously quarterbacks. Look at all the changes. But to hear Liam Cohen say the offensive line, that has become one of the weakest position groups, maybe the weakest position group in all of sports. You just go through every college and pro team, and when you get to an Achilles heel, you typically don't go too far until you get to the offensive line. So, interesting. And they've done a good job. And we'll see if they're able to continue with that coming up Sunday against the Colts. Okay, comments tonight and every night brought to you by Shmunez Vision. I hope you have good eyesight for the game on Sunday. If not, it's never too late to make yourself an appointment today. Go in and get yourself an examination right out there at Ponte Vedra Beach at Shmunez Vision. And while you're there, you can ask questions such as, how's laser eye surgery? What's the very latest there? It's incredibly affordable, all right? And certainly your insurance is a big part of that. But just ask Dr. Neil Shmunez or Dr. Catherine Shmunez or Dr. John Hunt about it. And combined, they have 37 years worth of experience when it comes to surgery. Now, you may be bothered by your eyes. Fatigue may be going on. It could be as simple as an allergy. It could be something that is more problematic. And that happened to me 9 years ago when I went in. Dr. Neil Shmunez said, brother, you need surgery on your right eye immediately. He performed that surgery the very next day. They're going to do your examination, answer all your questions, and then perform surgery. That's the way they do it at Shmunez Vision. Check them out online. Also go to Instagram and get all of the testimonials there. All right, let's begin the show by crossing on over. Let's get to Indy. Let's find out the very latest here with this Colts football team that has all of a sudden lost 3 of 4. They are down 2 huge parts of their defense for this game coming up on Sunday. And it feels like the offense all of a sudden has sputtered at least somewhat as of late. We'll talk with Destin Adams about the Colts. He covers them. And then we'll get back to you and get things rolling right here on a Friday edition. Dylan Denmark is here. My name is Rick Ballou. We call it Into the Night.
Setting the field on fire with electrifying plays.
What a play! What a play!
But in the end, there's always a play that stood out.
Did you have to go Sports Center on me, though?
Listen for the performance-painting, high-performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Welcome to Rockville. Returns to Daytona International Speedway May 7th through 10th with Foo Fighters, My Chemical Romance, Guns N' Roses, and Bring Me the Horizon. Plus, Turnstile, Five Finger Death Punch, The Offspring, Breaking Benjamin, A Day to Remember, Godsmack, and so many more. Welcome to Rockville. May 7th through 10th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at welcometorockville.com.
1010XL's Hayes Carline represents you in the locker room.
So you gotta up your game.
Interview persons of interest so you'll have the information you need to get ready for game day.
Time to put on your game face.
Opened by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
Ah, family's here. Ready for a perfect holiday?
Honey, the toilet's overflowing.
What? Now? With everyone here?
The sink's backed up too. Cool, it's like a water park in here.
Great! Best holiday ever.
Don't panic. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll fix it before we're swimming in mashed potatoes.
Got a holiday plumbing disaster? Call Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros. DuckDuckRooter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, tonight's show brought to you by Alexander Law Practice. And hopefully you have not been injured. But if that has been the case in a car accident or anything along those lines, you have been personally injured, here's what you need to do. Call 400-6600, free call and free consultation. Then begin to ask questions such as, I don't know, maybe you're injured medically. You can't afford to pay your bills. Maybe your car has been destroyed, right? And that's obviously problematic for you. These are the type of questions you ask Rick Alexander, who's been doing this for decades, and he gets involved with each and every one of his clients, all right? When you do that, they will create for you a a personal package that is second to none. It's going to be one that you're going to be very happy with. And remember, you never come out of pocket. You never have to pay anything right now where funds are obviously difficult to come by because of what happened. Everything will be settled at the very end of the case. So the best way to do it is to go online and just contact the good folks there at Alexander Law Practice. Or again, call and fire away. Ask questions at 400-6600. And it is a free call, and it is a free consultation. There you go. Are we unable to get our guy, Destin Adams? Is he standing us up, for crying out loud?
Yeah, 0 for 2, and I sent him a text, so something might have happened.
He's usually really good, really consistent on maybe, a statement is being made across the way there in Indianapolis. We shall see. But anyway, we hope to have him on momentarily. And some of the stuff that's coming in here is pretty good today on the text lines. Never too early to get on in. 641-1010 brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. If you'd like to join us there with any type of comments you have on the game coming up on Sunday, or anything that is happening over the weekend as well, and that includes tomorrow. During Championship Saturday. Also on YouTube tonight. Just go to 1010XL into the night on YouTube, and folks beginning to pile up there as well if you would like to watch the program as well. We would certainly like that. Hey, one quick nugget, because a lot of people have been asking me a great deal about this, is Florida State firing Pat Surtain today. Pat Sr. I have no idea how to explain my way through this. He is, in my opinion, their best recruiter, and he had the fertile ground of South Florida, and he's taken it to Twitter. He was shocked by the firing. He went as far as to say, I put 3 years here, and with all the things that need to change at Florida State. If you came out and you announced you were firing the entire staff, that's one thing. But for you to come on out and now single out, at least at this part, Pat Surtain is another example of Mike Norvell having absolutely zero clue. You know what Mike Norvell is? I thought about it as I was heading in here this afternoon. Mike Norvell is like an ex-wife who married into a rich family, okay? And on the way out, he is absolutely destroying that university. Tim Brando was on with us yesterday, and he had an incredible comment if you missed it. He was talking about Lane Kiffin, and he was talking about Lane Kiffin and the way he, had his exit at Mississippi. And he mentioned when he worked at ESPN, because for those of you who forget, the first ever college football game day set was Tim Brando as your host, Beano Cook, and Craig Jans. Boy, Craig Jans made just a brutal mistake. I think he opted out to run, politically speaking, but James was in, and he was good at what he did, and he was replaced by Herb Street. Corso did replace Beano Cook, but he said Keith Olbermann. When Keith Olbermann left, he didn't burn the bridge. He napalmed the entire company, and Olbermann has got that track record. I mean, I don't think anyone really likes Keith Olbermann except for Keith Olbermann. And, for what it's worth, back in the day when he did SportsCenter with Dan Patrick, I think to this day it was some of the greatest television sports-related that we have ever seen. But that has completely gone away. And that's what Norvell is doing right now. He has completely taken this university by hostage, and no one will ask or say anything to him. I mean, the guy showed up with a black eye. Okay, how many head coaches do you know in high school, college, or pro show up to the podium with a black eye? And no one asked. Okay? No one had the you-know-what part of the male anatomy to ask. a simple question. How in the hell did you get a black guy? Oh, no, we're not going to ask. So they're scared of Mike Norvell. Okay, I'm not. I'm not scared of him at all. I think he's a fraud. I think everything he's ever done, he's been bad. I questioned him from the first ever interview when he said he wasn't going to allow guys to come into the Moore Athletic Center if they had earrings or they wore caps. The guy can't recruit. All right, and he still hasn't learned. You saw it. First down, first half, going from his own 32 on fourth down. He did the exact same thing his first year against Notre Dame. He still has not learned how to be an in-game coach.
Yeah, and I'll say with the media not asking about the black guy, remember this is the same media that he wouldn't let them watch practice all year. So you feel like if you're a member of the media and you're trying to get just an ounce of access and to say ask anything, you can't ask anything controversial or he'll shut you down. You won't be able to go to any press conference.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for the Florida State media. And I can't overlook the fact that when I began my career there, Bobby Bowden handed me the keys to the program. He said, interview whoever. I brought these guys in. I brought all the coaches. I was so blessed. I did weekly shows with Jacksonville's Andre Cooper and Danny Cannell and Clay Shiver. And it was amazing. You name it, we had them. And we had them in studio. And I can't even fathom what it must be like to try to cover a team where you're getting no information. And then Florida State wastes more money by coming over here. Why do you come over here and practice at UNF? Why do you come over here and practice in Jacksonville? Because he wants to make the football team uncomfortable. Well, how uncomfortable can they be? They haven't won a road game in 2 years. It's not working. Okay? Instead, spend the time right there in Tallahassee. Save a few dollars. We're not allowed to go out there and watch them play anyway. I can't think back all the Florida State fans who thought it was a good move. They were defending Norvell. Oh, the media doesn't need to watch practice. Give me a break. Mike Norvell needs to resign. Mike Norvell simply needs to just walk away. No one wants him. Okay? Seriously. No one wants him. I have seen so many Florida State fans change this year and have honestly gotten back to me and said, Ballou, you were right all along. I'm sorry I went after you, and I don't need your apology. I don't like being right here, okay? I want you to understand that. I don't like being right. I wish I was dead wrong. This guy's had, besides the 19-game win streak, he's had 4 losing seasons. And he is a terrible in-game coach, and he's a worse recruiter when it comes to high school. So there you have it. Pat Surtain, the one recognizable name. All right, their best recruiter is now gone. People are asking me, is Gus going to stay? Here's my deal with Gus, all right, and Gus Malzahn. Unless Gus can get a better job, like let's say, I don't know, being an offensive coordinator for a high school team, if he can get that, then yeah, I think he ups and leaves. But I don't think Florida State can afford to fire Gus Malzahn. I don't think they can afford to fire Tony White. I think you're just going to basically have to deal with what happens. I saw the report today coming out that their running backs coach is being interviewed at another school. You may lose some coaches there, and maybe they can go cheaper and bring in guys that don't cost as much to coach the team. I think that's something that is a possibility. But as far as flat-out firing guys, like what you saw today with Surtain, I'd be surprised if they do it because of where they are financially. I mean, they yelled that they're cheap, right? They yelled that they don't have any money. Yet they reportedly tried to poach Lane Kiffin, which means if they don't have money, they can find it pretty quickly, can't they? And it also means Mike Norvell, again, is a lame duck coach. They're only going to save $9 million until they fire him next year. He's got no chance of surviving. So it's a lost season for Florida State. It's going to be a lost off-season for Florida State. It's a good thing basketball is here. And by the way, their basketball team has improved. They lost by 36 to Texas A&M. They only lost by 34 to Georgia. So that is the very latest. All right, we got much more to do. Take you up until 8 o'clock right here if you want to respond. 641-1010 on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also on YouTube tonight. You can go there. Just go to YouTube, 1010XL Into the Night.
Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi are on a mission to sell 2,000 vehicles this December. I've instructed my team to take every reasonable offer. We won't lose your business over price. Thousands of cars, trucks, and SUVs priced to move. Get year-end savings, top dollar for your trade, and the easiest car buying experience ever. But hurry, these deals end when we hit 2,000, and we ain't leaving nothing on the table. Make it a December to remember only at Beaver Toyota, Beaver Chevrolet, and Beaver Mitsubishi.
Brian Wall here with Window World. You know that awesome feeling when you finally find that one place to go to that will give you a top quality product at a great price and then stand behind what they sell you? That's exactly what Window World does. Top quality, energy efficient windows at a great price that keeps more of your money in your bank account. With the absolute best guarantee in the window replacement business. That's why Window World has been the #1 window replacement company in the USA for years, selling more than 1 million windows each year for the past 8 years. That's a lot of satisfied customers, and you can be one too. Save money on installing new energy-efficient windows and save on your energy bills too. You can't lose. And if anything goes wrong with your new Window World windows ever, Window World and I will be there to make it right. Call Window World today or see them online and have them come and give you a free estimate and see why we are so proud of our products and the work we do for our customers. Call Window World or go online at windowworldneflorida.com. And thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors. Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
The mix of salty sea air and burnt rubber. The big skies, high banks, and grandstands. The rumble in your chest. That's what we love about the Daytona 500. Honoring history and making it. At the biggest race of the year on the biggest stage of a lifetime. The Daytona 500. You gotta see it to believe it. February 15th, 2026. Secure your experience now at Daytona500.com.
The holiday season is the season of love. If you're getting engaged now or just looking for that unforgettable gift for the woman you love, Beards Diamonds is here for you. This Christmas, Beards is proud to showcase the world's premier designers in both bridal and fashion. Like Gabriel & Company, luxury jewelry that inspires you. Classic, contemporary, vintage, whatever you desire, Gabriel & Company has bridal and fashion collections made by artisans of love. Choose love, trust, and authenticity. Choose Gabriel & Company. Beards Diamonds is the town center's local jeweler. So at Beards, you never have to settle for corporate chain store quality. We've put together our best selection ever of exquisite jewelry for the holidays. From the newest designer styles to classic diamond studs and diamond bracelets, with your choice of natural or lab-grown diamonds. Whether your holiday budget is a few hundred or a few $100,000, the experts at Beards will help you find the jewelry that reflects your love. Beards Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and this Christmas, Leonard Truck Outfitters and 1010XL are helping you deck the truck. Stop by either Leonard location, Landing Boulevard or Beach Boulevard, and register to win a deck bed storage system with Cargo Glide installed by the pros at Leonard. Another winner will score 2 tickets to the Florida-Georgia basketball game January 6th and a 2025 Gator Championship commemorative basketball. We'll draw the winners live Friday, December 19 during XL Primetime, noon to 2 at Leonard's Beach Boulevard. Leonard Truck Outfitters. Everything you need for a great-looking, great-performing truck.
How do you know that your roof is ready for the next big storm? You don't. That's why you need to call me. I'm Ronnie, the owner of Brandon Roofing. We'll assess your roof and fix those issues before they become storm disasters. Visit BrandonRoofing.com today to schedule your free roofing quote.
License number CCC 1328006.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Living on the road, my friend, was gonna keep you free and clean. Now you wear your skin like iron, and your breath is hard.
Oh, if I was young again, I'd find a fawn
Weren't your mama's only boy
and lead her to the dance floor right now. Just get up and leave.
She began to cry when you
The great Willie Nelson, and the reason why we're playing him, and this is a cover, by the way, with him and Merle Haggard. So I text Derek Trucks today, and I'm like, you going to the game on Sunday? And also, I need to get your whiskey, which is outstanding. Derek Trucks has his own whiskey. It's called Ass Pocket Whiskey.
That definitely stands out.
Okay. Hey, it's got a southern kick to it, baby. It is Duval born and bred. It'll put hair in your chest. So I say, he goes, no, I can't make this one. Susan and I, let that play for a minute if you can, for crying out loud. He goes, Susan and I are in San Francisco, and we're getting ready to fly to Hawaii to spend the weekend with Willie Nelson. And I'm like, brother, man, what a cool life that is. Imagine just hopping on a bird going from San Fran to Hawaii with the ageless Willie Nelson. You talk about wake and bake. So, there you have it. But it is my favorite when you look at Willie Nelson. So that's where Derek Trucks will be this weekend, him and his wife, Susan Tedeschi. But that is a great stocking stuffer for Christmas. Ass Pocket Whiskey. My goodness, man. Derek Trucks own. And, whew, that'll clean you out. Just let me tell you that. All right, we got plenty to do with you tonight until 8 o'clock.
Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
All right, let's bring in my buddy Rick Shoemaker. He, of course, is with Cimarron. He is our golf analyst right here on 92.5 FM, and he's got his big, the big deal going on once again this year at Cimarron as they continue to give back to charity. Let's bring in Rick Shoemaker. Rick, how you been?
I am fantastic. How about you?
Man, everything's great. Jaguars playing some good football. How are things? Sadly, I haven't been to Cimarron. I haven't been playing any golf. I've been so busy here during the fall.
Yeah, I haven't played much either. I've been so busy. But we're always making improvements there, and we're getting ready for a great winter and in spring season. And can you believe it? 2026, the players sent out a Black Friday offer. I'm like, that's only 4 months away. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that is nuts. All right, what do you have going on? I remember a lot of success with Toys for Tots a year ago. What's going on this week? Or I believe it's over the weekend, or actually December 8th through December 11th. Rick, tell the listeners what you have going on.
Yeah, absolutely. If they start calling tomorrow, they can book tee times for December 8th through the 11th, Monday through Thursday next week. $39, and all they got to do is bring a toy valued at $10 for someone who's looking to have a fantastic Christmas, be brightened up by them. So $39 plus tax, and they get to play golf at the Wild One. They get to have lunch, have an incredible burger and fries, and even have a beer on us for $39 plus tax.
Wow, you cannot beat that. So you can start the call as early as tomorrow, and it'll run from December 8th through December 11th. $39 for a round if you bring at least a $10 toy.
Absolutely, and I know even 1010XL, I think y'all do something with Toys for Tots. It's a great cause. They've been doing their event at our place this past year. Last year we had a couple hundred people participate, and again, it makes a difference. Change the lives of people, even for just a day, put a smile on somebody's face. So hopefully we'll see lots of you listeners out there enjoying that opportunity selfishly for them, but also knowing they're supporting a great cause.
Yeah, I was able to pop in a year ago, and it was a tremendous scenario, and obviously doing great things for young kids throughout the Jacksonville community. Give us the very latest. I a couple of my really good friends were out there. They got around in about a week ago and told me that it was the best that they've seen the greens in a very long period of time. What's the latest right now at Cimarron?
Yeah, well, we got the winter overseed, right? We do a bent grass, which northern people, a lot of our new residents are used to. So it's a northern grass that we overseed with in the winter, and that is sprouting incredibly and maturing, and it's going to be an incredible next 7 months out there. We got some other projects we'll continue to do through the winter. We actually just finished the practice facility improvements, We built out the pad, a paver pad. We got Adirondack chairs, umbrellas out there, but our hitting surface on the range is now same company that did Tiger's TGL Center. So we got state-of-the-art artificial turf to practice your swing and groove your swing for the upcoming spring.
All right. That sounds like a whole lot of fun. Once again, Rick, give us the information so our listeners can get to you and be a big part of this event that is going on at Cimarron.
All they got to do is call 287-2000, hit number 1 extension, and they can ask for the Toys for Tots special, which is $39 plus tax. They get golf, lunch, and a beer on us, as long as they bring a toy valued at $10 for someone to have a brighter Christmas.
Hey, Rick, you're doing great things. I appreciate that. I know our listeners do as well. I'll catch up with you real soon. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
There he goes, Rick Shoemaker. Really good guy at Cimarron. He's totally changed the entire complexion of that golf course. And that includes a brand new indoor-outdoor clubhouse. If you haven't been there, you're missing out. I know that its reputation was awful, and that has changed slowly but surely. They have put a lot of money into it, and I don't get to play golf for the most part. I'm going to play early tomorrow morning, but I just don't get a chance to play during football season. I'm not saying that for you to feel bad for me. I mean, this is a great life, and I love it when the Jaguars are relevant. But once the off season rolls around, that totally changes. And I'm playing golf one day, and I'm going to the beach the next. That's the way my weekend always is, and that typically includes Cimarron right there on 210. $39, Dylan. How about that, man? $39 for a round of golf. And again, it's for a great cause, Toys for Tots.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, golf now, I don't remember what it was like way back in the day.
Yeah.
I'm a new golfer. I started playing golf. I'm one of the COVID golfers.
Okay.
$40 for a round is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like a pretty good opportunity to jump on.
Yeah, we're big fans. And, of course, you'll start to hear Rick quite a bit once we get into 2026 and once we get into the PGA Tour season once again. I'll be the first to raise my hand and tell you that I love golf. I absolutely love golf, but I let it go during the fall. I mean, that includes the Ryder Cup. That includes the President's Cup. I just can't give it, the attention that it probably does deserve. It's not that I'm narrow-minded. It's the focus is on the pigskin, right? And that is certainly the deal this week with the Jaguars as they get set to take on the Colts. All right, let me give you this before we head to the break. And we are going to catch up with Destin Adams at the top of the hour. So we're going to get a full report on what is going on, health-wise and just the overall feeling of the Indianapolis Colts that, again, I mean, they were off to a 7-1 start. There was a time where, Daniel Jones, his name was being tossed around as an MVP candidate. And I think we always, I won't speak for anyone else, but it's always like, isn't this kind of a Band-Aid? Isn't he holding this deal until Anthony Richardson finally gets healthy, or, all of a sudden are the Colts in a deal where they're going to give up on him? And again, you give up on young quarterbacks, you see what happens. New York gave up on Daniel Jones. Reclamation project, right? Baker Mayfield became a reclamation project. Sam Darnold, a reclamation project. We're seeing with a lot of QBs getting another opportunity in the NFL. So, down the road's going to be very intriguing for them as well. Officially out for the Jaguars on Sunday because of concussions, Walker Little and Dewey. Andrew Wingard. 3 players are listed as questionable. One surprise for me. That's Eric Murray. He's missed the last 5 games, but he was full as far as practicing Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. He's still part of that 21-day window from, the designation to return from the injured reserve. Hopefully, you'll see that something does come in, perhaps tomorrow, with him coming out of that window. The Jaguars right now have actually a 52-man roster, so they can add a guy. And, it looks like it would absolutely be Eric Murray. Trayvon Walker's a little bit of a surprise to me. Listen to this question. Well, I thought without any question he would play this weekend, and that's still up in the air. My guess is he gives it a go with his knee. I don't feel as confident about Parker Washington and his hip. I think this is going to be a big game for Brian Thomas Jr. He blocked last week. He showed some physicality last week. He was only targeted 3 times in 47 snaps. He caught 2 balls, and I'm not going to put the the cart ahead of the horse here, but it just felt like he was somewhat changed in his role. So we'll see. Also questionable, I didn't mention this earlier, I do apologize, Eric Armstead with a hand is officially listed as questionable. Okay, the following players do not have a designation, meaning they will play if, activated. Hunter Long was not a week ago, but outside of that, Logan Cook, Chuma Edoga, Jordan Lewis, Devin Lloyd, Ross Matisic, Patrick McCarry, who missed last week's game. You would imagine will be back as your starting right guard. Foye Oluokun, Danny Strigow, all full participants or limited participants today, but no game status, meaning that they should be able to go Sunday at 1 o'clock. All right, much more to do with you tonight till 8 o'clock. This is Into the Night.
Turn on your radio. We'll bring the game to you.
Here we go. 4th and a yard.
Jacksonville's play-by-play sports radio. 1010 XL.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at BariOrthopedics.com.
Has someone you care about been arrested or had their driver's license taken away? I'm Susan Cohen, and I work with David Robbins at the law firm of Epstein & Robbins. We are experienced fighters for those charged with DUI, domestic violence, and all criminal offenses. In your battle with the justice system, there's only one thing you need to know. Dial David 24/7 at Epstein & Robbins, 354-5645. 354-5645.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 5th, 2018, Warriors guard Klay Thompson scores 60 points in only 29 minutes of play, and he dribbled only 11 times.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page at Cycles of Jacksonville.
The holidays are here, and before you hit the road, make sure your car is ready. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, you'll get an expert oil change in 15 minutes with no appointment, and you never leave your car. Stop by any of their convenient Jacksonville locations and let the pros get you holiday travel ready. With a 4.7 national customer rating and ranked #1 quick lube in America by Forbes, Valvoline gives you quick, trusted service when it matters most. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Drive in today and travel with confidence this holiday season.
Hey, Jags fans, Tommy Mack here. Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more. We're talking a competitive, guaranteed base salary with bonus opportunity, comprehensive paid training programs, and promotions based upon performance and top shelf benefits. It's all waiting for you. Log on to floridahomeac.com/careers. Florida Home AC, equal opportunity employer.
Need some extra cash for the holidays? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach is always looking to buy guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and you know it, gold. Get cash today at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, Dustin Adams at 7 o'clock. Let's go to Indianapolis, get the very latest there for a team that is scuffling. And we'll get his opinion on the game, but I imagine it's about running Jonathan Taylor. Something's got to give here. Still one of the top-ranked rushing offenses in the NFL. We do know that it's the number one overall scoring offense in the NFL, going up against a Jaguars defense that remains number one in rushing defense. And I don't have it in front of me because some of this new math, how do I say this, drives me kind of bananas in football. I mean, isn't football supposed to be meat and potatoes?
Supposed to be until the analytics took over and
Right.
the nerds tell you about the EPA of the passing percentage of Trevor Lawrence, what it means.
It's supposed to be 3.4 yards in a cloud of dust. Well, that's exactly what I was reading today. Apparently, their EPA defensively against what's the word I'm looking for here? Explosive plays has cut back dramatically in the month of November. They're doing a much better job of not giving up big plays. And that was something that Jacksonville did earlier this season. And, you know, I kind of think they're going to put Indy in a position where if they're going to beat them, that's what they're going to have to do is pass the football downfield.
Yeah, no doubt. And Daniel Jones, from most people that cover the Colts, they said that he hasn't been able to scramble like he did with that leg injury. At least he wasn't last week. And that's going to be huge, you know, especially in a game like this where it's not a must win, but a game where you can be first place in the division and knowing how the elements are going to be, especially a 100% chance of rain. You would expect Jonathan Taylor to get his heavy dose of running the football, but you know, if the Jags are able to get any little bit of pass rush, you would expect Daniel Jones to be using his legs a lot.
Having a lot of people asking me about Denver and the flex. I really don't get into the flex. Listen, I'm too old to flex. But it's never really applied for Jacksonville because they're typically not relevant at this point. I'll do a little digging over the weekend on that. Also, maybe you know the answer to this off of YouTube. How did Daniel Jones get the name Danny Dimes? It's got to be about, like, Dimes is an assist in the NBA. Is that how it came into play?
Yeah. Like when you're you're throwing it right in the breadbasket. And I think part of it, a little bit, was a joke, but, you know, it just it rolls off the tongue pretty easy.
Yeah. Rick, what is your favorite rock and roll autobiography and biography books? Let me tell you something. This is from CRS092. I could sit here for an hour and go through them. Talked about the Warren Zevon one that JJ just read, which was tremendous. My favorite of all time is Hammer of the Gods by Led Zeppelin. Pete Townsend, Life is good. Neil Young's autobiography is outstanding. I tell you, Mick Fleetwood, Fleetwood Mac, is a really good book. I've read several Pink Floyd books. I've read John Densmore, Riders on the Storm, plenty of the Doors books. I read a great book on Rush. I've read plenty of U2 books. I mean, I just go on and on and on. Greg Allman's book was, what's the name of that book? It's a great Southern saying, but Greg Allman's book was spectacular. Jimi Hendrix, of course, that was not an autobiography, but that was written on him. I've read so many of them. I always enjoy them. But I really like it when, they like Van Halen's book that was written by the band manager. Now, that's really good. I like it when they take chances here. When you read about rock and roll, I don't need it to be mom and pop and made for children, right? I mean, you're a rock artist. Rod Stewart's autobiography was fantastic, okay? It just goes on and on and on. I could name 50 of them. And anyway, I'll continue to read them. And I see that Mark Goodman, who does his podcast, his partner on the podcast, is, who did write the Greg Allman, or wrote with Greg Allman, is now coming out on a new book on rumors with Fleetwood Mac, which I'm absolutely going to read that because it continues to be on the charts even to this day. I mean, decades later, 50 years later. But I go on and on and on and on. I read Stevie Nicks' book. There's another one. Anyway, we'll do that another time. Right now it's Colts visiting Jaguars. Let's go to Indianapolis next. Destin Adams will join us.
He's our Big Mac.
Woo! It's Smash Mouth football, baby!
Tom McManus brings his big opinions to Jaguars Today.
Every Friday morning at 10 a.m. on 1010 XL.
Protected by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Ready to take your gift giving to the limit? Hey, I'm Ben Kay, owner of Gotham City Limit, your local comic shop, inviting you to stop by and see how we can help this holiday season. From comics to collectibles, community, and more, visit GothamCityLimit.com and always take it to the limit.
If simple shopping sounds like more fun, check out 1010XL's Holiday Gift Guide, packed with great gift ideas from Kuhn Flowers, Sawgrass Marriott Spa, and Brackish Vodka. Start shopping and saving at 1010XL.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit DFHSalesEvent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community-focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosser here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This is the home of the Florida Gators. Get your Gators hoops on 1010XL. Brought to you by the personal injury attorneys of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Need electric vehicle repair? Guardian Collision is expert certified for any electric vehicle. Trust the home team for auto body repair on your EV. Guardian Collision. They guard what moves you at GuardianCollision.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we need tonight till 8 o'clock. Let's go to Indianapolis. Always fun to catch up with Destin Adams. He covers the Colts beat for A to Z Sports. Also, he's kind enough to join us here all the time during draft season, which for both organizations has not come into play here on the 5th day of December, and that's a good thing. Hopefully it's not discussed until at least the middle part of January. Destin, always good to have you back. How you been?
I've been doing good. And, I mean, this draft season may be a little bit more boring for us and our listeners. Less first-round coverage for both these teams.
Yeah, but the way they wheel and deal, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you look at all of everything that they have. I mean, nothing would surprise me with James Gladstone. I don't know if he could get into the first round, but you know the difference around here compared to the Trent Baalke era, Destin, is that when James Gladstone calls people, they actually pick up their phone.
That I see why that would be an important part of the job. I can see why that would help.
All right, tell us what's going on with the Colts here. Now we know they got off to a phenomenal start. They were 7-1. You've dealt with a couple of big injuries now on the defensive side, but they've let 3 out of the last 4 get away, and they're coming here where obviously they have not won in 10 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I think the losing streak in Jacksonville, if someone doesn't believe in curses being real, it's hard not to believe it when you just see the type of losses the Colts have had in Jacksonville since 2014. But I think this team, they need a win, and they need it in the worst way right now with the losing streak that's going on. They've lost 2 in a row, 3 of the last 4, like you said. And it almost feels fitting that this game really feels like make or break for the season, get back on track or fall all the way off the rails. And it's in Jacksonville that they have to do it. To be able to get back on track, they have to go into a hostile environment, win somewhere they haven't won. And I think it's fitting for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone would argue that if you compare the Colts with the Jaguars and the Texans and you look at the future schedule, no doubt Indy has the toughest of the 3.
Oh, without a doubt. And I think that's been the case really since the bye. I mean, they came in, they knew they were going to have the Chiefs and Texans right off the bat. They lost games that they could have won. And I think that makes it hurt a little more just because you look at the rest of the way and you have Jacksonville twice, you have Seattle at Seattle, you're going to host San Francisco. for Monday Night Football, and then you're ending the year at Houston. Definitely not a single game on the schedule left for the Colts where you're just penciling in a win.
Last couple of weeks, Jonathan Taylor has not been classic Taylor. Two good defenses, particularly Houston. But, the Texans and the Chiefs didn't allow him to score, did a decent job bottling him up. I got to believe Anthony Campanile here is going to do the same thing, try to put an extra guy in the box. If they lose this game, the feeling is they're not going to, they're going to attempt to try to not make Jonathan Taylor the reason why, and instead put the pressure on Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely been the recipe for success for defenses over the last couple of weeks. And I think the Colts have played into it a little bit too much as well. Early in the season, the Colts have really wanted to start games early with the pass game on Daniel Jones's back and really build a lead. And then they like to give Taylor the ball in the second half when the lead is established. They've just not been as good of a team playing from behind or even playing tied at that third quarter stretch. And they've not been able to adjust to how often teams are really forcing Daniel Jones to beat them late in games. And they really need to get Taylor going earlier in games as a result. And that's where I think Shane has really struggled over these last couple of weeks. And I think if they're going to get a win against a really good Jacksonville run defense this week, I really think they need to rely on Taylor early, let his legs get churning. Because Taylor's kind of like a three-point shooter in the NBA for me. Like, it feels like once he gets 1 8-yard run, like he just really starts to build and get hot. And I think the Colts have been trying to wait too long to get him hot.
Destin Adams is our guest at 1 o'clock on Sunday. It is Jaguars hosting the Colts. Of course, we'll have all the pregame, in-game, postgame right here on 92.5 FM as well as 1010 on the AM. Destin Adams covers the Colts for A to Z Sports NFL. All right, Jacksonville's actually done a really good job in the month of November when it came to defensively allowing explosive plays compared to September and October. They still really struggle when it comes to covering tight ends. And Tyler Warren has had a sensational first year there in Indy.
Yeah, I think Tyler, the big thing for the Colts is they've really made him a major part of those first 2 drives in the game when they script out the offense. They've made a point at getting Warren the ball early and often, and they do it in a lot of different ways, whether that's getting him open in the middle of the field, whether that's scheming him open a little bit on a screen here and there, and they've even handed the ball off to him. So I really think the Colts like to get Warren involved early. I think teams have tried to take him out of the game in that middle stretch a lot, and the Colts have kind of let them do that. But I think they have made an emphasis here recently to continue to get him targets. So I wouldn't be shocked if we saw his season high in targets this week.
Yeah. What's really going on here with Daniel Jones? I mean, you hear fractured fibula, you're thinking there's no way the guy plays, yet every comment I read about him, he says it's not an issue. He says he still does have mobility. What's really going on with Danny Dimes?
Yeah, I mean, the team has been they're holding all of this close to the vest. I mean, even after Rappaport's report goes out there that he's playing through a fractured fibula, those questions get asked to the staff, and they kind of brush him off, saying, well, he's going to play. They've not fully came out saying that he's playing on a fractured fibula even. The team has really tried to be as hidden as much as they can with this. He's not missed a practice since the injury has been put on the injury report. He's had 1 limited practice, which is the day that the injury popped up. And ever since then, it's been full practices for Jones. There's been moments where he kind of looks hindered on dropbacks during the week. During games, I haven't noticed any issues. He's ran the ball when the defense has given him the opportunities to, which makes me assume that they do what they can to make him comfortable on game day. But it feels like this is not something they feel like he's going to have to miss time with where the injury is now. Now, if it gets worse because he takes a couple extra hits here and there, we'll see.
Yeah. Well, he's a tough guy. There's no doubt about it, going out there and playing with it. We'll see. And, again, I expect as well Anthony Campanile here to blitz. Has that been noticeable for you, Destin, as of late, teams blitzing more?
Yeah, I mean, the Houston one's interesting because they are so confident that they can get home with 4 that you don't really see D'Amico Ryans' crew blitzed a whole lot. It felt like late in the game they brought a little bit of extra pressure just to speed Jones up a little bit. But they were able to get pressure throughout the game, even if that only one sack ends up being the number on the day for that game. The Chiefs game was a really telling one. It felt like Spagnuolo waited early, didn't throw a lot of blitzes at Jones, and Jones had a lot of success early on. And then the second half arrived, and it was blitz heavy for Kansas City the entire second half, and Jones kind of looked shell-shocked down the stretch. So I think it's about timing the blitzes a little bit and what's caused Jones more issue. Because I think Jones is the guy that if you let him get comfortable because you blitz throughout the game, I think he is a very solid quarterback in terms of IQ of really figuring out the timing of those blitzes. But if you can catch him off guard, I think that's where he's been in panic mode a little bit, and that's where things get scary.
Destin, let's wrap it up with this. Over the last 5 games, Jacksonville has averaged 29.2 points a game, so they're scoring at a season high. And when you lose to Forrest Buckner, who's been on the IR, and now Sauce Gardner goes down, what is the Colts defense all about in this matchup here against Jacksonville on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, Anarumo has been somebody that is able to change the game plan every week, depending on what the opposing offense is going to be, has been succeeding in as of late. So it'll be interesting to see what they decide to throw at Trevor Lawrence and company. Trevor Lawrence has had a lot of success against the Colts defense throughout his career. This is a new defense, a very different style than what Lawrence has really experienced in the past. And even though Sauce Gardner goes down, the Colts pass defense had been excelling when Charvarius Ward was healthy with even the other corners they had on the outside before the Gardner trade. So I think the Colts feel pretty confident in what they can do in terms of pass defense. The run defense has been an issue since Buckner went on the IR, not having really an answer to fill his gap right now in terms of against the run. And we've seen teams kind of put up really good performances as a result. We let the Chiefs have their first 100-yard rusher a couple weeks ago. It really felt like the only reason that the rookie running back in Houston, Mark, didn't go for over 100 yards is because he had to miss some time during that game with injury. If teams are able to use the run game early and downs and get into favorable third downs, that's where the Colts defense has really struggled because of these injuries.
Destin Adams covers the National Football League, including the Colts, as the beat writer for A to Z Sports NFL, and we also have him on all the time once we get into NFL draft season. Are you making it down here to Duval Sunday?
Man, the snow around here makes me wish that's what I was doing. But no, I'll be watching it here from Indy.
All right, there you go. And then I'll catch up with you at the end of the month when the Jaguars make their trip there to Indianapolis. Destin, always a lot of fun. Thank you.
No problem, guys. Thanks for having me.
There he goes, Destin Adams. That was a really nice job, and he's one of my favorite guests to have on as well during draft season. And isn't that so, just so cool to not even mention the draft, Dylan. I haven't even mock drafts come out, and I just kind of look at them and maybe breeze my way through them. But I've been with this. I started covering this team in 1995 in Tallahassee. I came over for several games, and I was here full time in '96. I can't tell you how many years out of the 31 that this franchise has been in existence that we've already been into the NFL draft.
Oh, not only know the draft, but deep into the draft. You know your top 5, the top 10, the quarterbacks, the tackles. I don't know. I'm probably not the person to ask because I'm still a young pup. I'm brand new into this, but it is very refreshing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a better adjective to use. But when you can talk about a good football team and know, okay, if we win, this is how we stack up in the playoffs and potentially who you can play and things of that sort, because it's so nice. And it's so much better than the alternative than talking the draft and talking about a lost season.
No doubt about it. And, to me, it's, what, again, Jaguar fans deserve. And you're getting it. So enjoy this Friday night. Enjoy this Saturday. And, again, get there early and get ready for this matchup at 1 o'clock on Sunday. The very latest, the Colts still favored in this game by 1.5 points. Your total is 46.5. All right, let's open it up for you. Let's grab your questions. 2 ways that you can join us. A lot of good stuff coming in tonight, as always, on YouTube. If you want to watch the program, you can. Just go to YouTube, 1010XL into the night. And as well, questions on our text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Every great engine has something special under the hood.
Woo! Hey, you want to drive?
It's the Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville drive of the game.
Boom, drive it, set up, there you go.
On 1010XL.
Gotta be 6, fellas. We gotta get 6.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group, 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Go see for Hard Rock Bet, where there's always something happening and so many ways to bet it. Who's going to score a touchdown? First and second half lines and totals. Where's the best play on an underdog? Follow the money on the Hard Rock Bet app. Great pro picks, and now we're down to Championship Saturday before the playoffs in college. Don't miss out. Download the Hard Rock Bet app. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
You want to know more about your favorite football team.
That's right.
And John Osher delivers, because O knows. Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views on 1010XL.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
This football season, make Hurricane Grill and Wings your game day getaway. Sip on handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita or enjoy an ice-cold Bud Light. Game day drink specials are here all season. Find a location near you at hurricanewings.com.
If you need a holiday gift idea, let Kuhn Flowers handle it for you. This is Frank Frangie with 1010XL. Simply go online to kuhnflowers.com and look at the wide variety of floral and plant arrangements that will make someone's day this holiday season.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, Jason, I'm worried.
You? Really? About what?
Well, I like to have a little seasonal potluck. You know, invite some friends and neighbors and guys from the office. But if the food gets spicy and the party gets rocking and that old toilet in the two-piece can't handle the traffic, well, what if my drain backs up right in the middle of everything?
Dude, imagine you're wearing my sunglasses.
Okay. Shoomp. Whoa.
If you're planning to host a holiday party and a blocked household drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, call us and tell us. The drain clearing experts at Bueller Air & Plumbing will unclog your drain for free.
You do that for free?
It's Christmas.
Yeah, but for free?
The holidays can get pretty hectic. If a clogged drain line threatens to ruin the whole thing, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya Kuselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit Tremfya.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
And if you go back to Sunday in Nashville, I thought one of the most interesting parts of everything was post-game. Trevor Lawrence, during his press conference, said a couple of times, maybe even 3 times, that, what's the expression down here? Is it a couple of 3 times?
There's a few and a couple.
A couple and a couple
few
and a three.
is.
Yeah, but isn't the expression a couple and 3 times? That's something we don't say where I'm from in Boston. That's down here.
Yeah,
Right.
I've heard that a couple of times.
I think that may be the first time I've ever said that. But he did a couple or 3 times say, I wish we finished better. And Jacksonville had, 5 3-and-outs late after really doing whatever they wanted early on. And listen, they responded. The best drive of the game Tennessee had was that opening drive, and they ran it for 39 yards. They went 70 and settled for a field goal, and that's it. I mean, they put up a goose egg. But that may have been lost in the shuffle, and unless you were there to see it. Even if you heard it, may not have registered with you. I don't know how many of you, pay attention to press conferences. I think more people do, honestly, after a loss. I think more people do maybe during the week. You win a ball game on a Sunday the way that they did. Maybe not as many actually are involved in watching post-game comments after a win. But Trevor went on and kept talking about that. And I think that's going to be a big part of his drive, in this game. You're getting to the time of the season now where, man, you have got to stop making stupid mistakes. And self-inflicted wounds with penalties have killed them. Turnovers to takeaways is real big. And right now, Jacksonville has 20 takeaways. They're +6 on the season, which is 6th in the NFL. Indy's +5. So Indy's right there when you look at the turnover takeaway ratio. In my opinion, that could be the difference in this game. This could come down to a penalty. This could come down to a turnover. And I know you can say that about all the games that are going to be played tomorrow and all the games going to be played. That's basically the football that we live in. I guess if I really wanted to be honest, I would add the officiating in there as well. You hate when that happens. 47-51, Ballou. We need 3 touchdowns from number 16 to stay on pace for that over. Concerned about the rain. He's getting hot. When was his last 3-touchdown game at home? I'd have to research that, no doubt. But if you look at the pace now, and I'm doing this for you because I don't bet, as far as you know. Trevor Lawrence, 16 touchdown passes. He's projected to throw 23. Okay? He's got 5 games remaining. He needs to throw 6 touchdown passes. This was my guarantee, put the mortgage on it, July and August bet of the year. If you were to make one bet of the year, this is what I released. Play the over 21.5 touchdowns for the season on Trevor Lawrence. He's at 16. You took the under, young man.
That's correct.
16 on the year. 5 games to go. Need 6 touchdowns. If you had an opportunity to change that bet, would you?
Yes. I would take the over with the Colts twice, the Jets, the Broncos, and the Titans. I believe in at least 2 of those games that I just listed. He's going to throw for at least 2 touchdowns, and he's definitely going to throw for 1 touchdown 3 of those games.
Weather could be a factor here. I mean, one indoor game where it's no factor. in Indianapolis, but the others beginning here on Sunday. Going out to Denver. Who knows what it's going to be like there? The Jets and the Titans are, those are home games. But yeah, 4 out of the 5 are outdoors, so you have to deal with Mother Nature, and you never really know. And I don't talk an awful lot about the weather because honestly, I did a week ago, and come game time, it was fine. I think the biggest concern that members of the media have when it's the rain is with the shuffling around the stadium. It's a much longer walk from the parking lot to get to the press box. You could get wet on your way in.
Yeah, well, I remember. I don't know if was it Lot Z, when I used to go to games way out there and have to park. The parking lot was a mud pit, so when it rained, it was not convenient, but. Right. The construction around the stadium shouldn't be that bad with mud and things like that for media purposes, but parking lot, I could see.
I'm told now from a Southerner it's a couple or a few times. I thought it was a couple of 3 times. No? Am I wrong?
I've never heard someone say a couple of 3 times.
Can someone else from down here in the Deep South, can you help us out a little bit, please? 641-1010 on the text line. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Did I dream that? Used to say it all the time was the former Keith Jones, the former Florida State color analyst in basketball, when he used to work with Gene. He used to say, well, Gene, Florida State shooting 18% right now from the field. They're only shooting 9% from behind the arc. And, a couple of 3 times they've had good looks, but they just weren't able to flush it. So I know that that's been used because that's where I've heard it many, 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 many times before. But our listeners will let us know. They always do. Ricky B. Bill Hickey here. Danny Dimes comes from a basketball term of dropping dimes or making accurate passes. There you go. 7293. I like the Sammy Hagar book about his life, which was really good. The one that was written about Leonard Skinner from their road manager was outstanding. Out of all the artists that are out there, I may have gone completely 180 on Sammy Hagar. When Lee Roth left and Hagar came in, I was not a fan at all. Okay, I just wasn't. Man, has he grown on me over the decades. He's a far better singer than David Lee Roth. And David Lee Roth, was never good live. The stuff that they put on tracks is incredible. Sammy Hagar is better. There's no other way to say it. I'm told here again. It's a couple, basically 2-3. No one is confirming this. No one is. Maybe I'm going a little bit crazy here. That is a possibility. We'll see. I'm not getting any younger. 7606. Dimes comes from more popular during Differs Dimes. This segment on ESPN highlight with the best passes of each week. Well, that's probably why I miss it. I refuse to watch ESPN. And the only time I will do it is when it's a game. The 6674 says, hey, Ballou, I've heard that before growing up in South Carolina. Not going to argue with anyone from Carolina. 9448. Ballou, is it time to look at UF's AD, who can't seem to find the right football coach? Well, it depends on who you listen to. It's very common, and it's expected. The clip that you pulled, Dylan, on Tim Brando's comments yesterday about Joe Summerall. I retweeted it, and I think one person liked it. You go back a few months or 6 weeks ago or whatever when Brando crushed Florida. There were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who responded. Here he goes, legitimately 180, and says, you got the right coach. Can't hear anything.
No, and Florida, what they've done from a PR standpoint should be studied at universities because if you go from last Friday, Lane Kiffin's out, not considering Florida. Sunday morning, they hired John Summerall. Gator fans the vast majority of them, I mean, me and Hack did a reaction show right when it happened. 9.9 out of 10 people were like, this is a joke. Scott Strickland's a joke. Let's move on. Alex Golesh is a better hire at Auburn. He's the offensive guy. You should have got him. To now it's like, hey, Florida's going to be pretty good. You got a good offensive coordinator. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, you did get a good offensive coordinator. You really did. And I wonder what Georgia Tech's going to do. I haven't read up on it. I wonder if they're going to promote Chris Weinke. I think he's still there.
Yeah, he is.
As the quarterback's coach. I was talking with Hackard about that off air. What if he wanted to bring Chris Weinke with him to the University of Florida? I'll say this about Weinke, because in 99, I was doing a simulcast show, and I actually had to start in Tallahassee because I had a foolish 6-month compete here after my days when I got fired at the Ball, and I got fired for punching my boss. At least that's what you believe. And again, that'll be in my book. Okay, that'll absolutely be in the book. But I had to go back over to Tallahassee to get things rolling. And then once I got through that 6-month non-compete, I did a simulcast show that was heard in both Jacksonville and Tallahassee. But anyway, for the most part, and I mean, you talk about putting on miles up and down I-10, because I was also doing the PGA Tour Network over on the weekends, non-football season, the job that Joe Coward does have now, and I handpicked him when I went to Chicago and said, "This is your guy." And Joe's holding on to that job ever since. I mean, I'm really happy for him. It's a great job, but I became really, really tight with Chris Weinke. And Weinke was of legal age. Obviously, he was like 26, so he'd be at AJ's, and we'd be drinking Big Daddies. And, you know, he was a man in a young man's sport. He hated Florida with a passion. I remember I picked Florida in 99. And going into the locker room after the game in the Swamp, and he was screaming in front of everyone. I used to run this on my show at the time. Winky's going, "There's Ballou, he picked Florida," and the whole freaking team is yelling and going crazy. I mean, this was really intense stuff. But I really like Weinke. He hated Florida. But I wonder, these coaches are weird. How if they don't get promoted, they don't get what they think. If all of a sudden the call came, "Come with me to Florida," does Weinke have that axe to grind where he says, "It's time to get out of Atlanta. I'm going to move on. I'm going to get a pay raise here by going to the University of Florida"? I don't know if it's going to happen. Just kind of thinking out loud.
Yeah, well, Faulkner, Buster Faulkner, the Georgia Tech OC that took the job at Florida, apparently Georgia Tech was willing to offer and match it, what Florida was willing to do, but he basically has the thinking of, okay, I'm going to a bigger program. I'm in the SEC, and if I do well, I'll get a head coaching job in 2 to 3 to 4 years. So if Weinke wants to be part of that, you might want to do that. Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Unless he gets promoted at Tech. It's a better move for both teams. I mean, this happens for a lot of coordinators. They better themselves. I look at a guy like Manny Diaz. Manny Diaz under Dan Mullen was doing a great job at Mississippi State. Well, Mac Brown called. So he went to Texas, and he ended up getting fired at Texas. He got back on his feet, right? He did a couple. I think he had another stop. Then he went to Penn State. Then, of course, he went to Miami. Now he's at Duke. And, coordinators. But it's an opportunity to, exactly as Dylan said, do well at Florida. And you're going to be looked at as a head coach coming up in a couple of years. All right, much more to do. We do tonight till 8 o'clock.
Jags, Gators, high school heroes. 1010XL covers it all. The 1010XL network is now streaming on YouTube and all your favorite social channels at 1010XL.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Welcome to Rockville. Returns to Daytona International Speedway, May 7th through 10th with Foo Fighters. Live Chemical Romance, Guns N' Roses, and Bring Me the Horizon. Plus, Turnstile, Five Finger Death Punch, The Offspring, Breaking Benjamin, A Day to Remember, Godsmack, and so many more. Welcome to Rockville, May 7th through 10th. Passes on sale now for as low as $1 down at welcometorockville.com.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and thank you to all the members and contractors for their continued support and partnership. Together, they've helped build a stronger foundation for Jacksonville since 1901. Enjoy spending time with your friends and families this holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Local 234, make the right connection. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hi, Frank Frangie for Ricketts Electric. Any good lineup needs power. When we needed power at the Bregan Baseball Complex and all the fields we have at Fort Family Park, we trusted Ricketts Electric. You're going to love these guys. The Ricketts family has been providing commercial and residential electric service for years. Call my friend Zach today at 904-320-5960. You can also find them on Facebook and at rickettselectric.com. Ricketts Electric, the city's best power connection. Call them today at 904-320-5960.
Hey, you want to make this the most unforgettable Christmas? Get to Beard's Diamonds. Hickett here. Beard's Diamonds, they're ready to help with their most dazzling selection ever. Stylish rings, dazzling earrings, eye-catching bracelets, show-stopping pendants, and necklaces. Imagine that look in her eyes, opening that box and seeing what magnificent and meaningful piece of jewelry. Beard showcases are fully stocked classics, as well as the latest trendy fashion jewelry from world-class designers. Unique, one-of-a-kind items you won't find anywhere else. And if you need help, Beard's non-commissioned experts will guide you, respecting your price range and offering tips on the can't-miss gifts for the season. Ask about Diamond Classic jewelry now available in either natural or lab-grown diamonds. So guys, listen. Give the gift that sends the message of love like nothing else. A beautiful, meaningful, and memorable piece of jewelry from Beard's Diamonds, the town center's only locally owned jeweler you can trust. Merry Christmas from John and Ben and all the team at Beard's Diamonds.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
46.5 points is the total Sunday. Regardless of the weather, it is expected to be a high-scoring game. The good news for the Jags, over the last 5, they averaged 29.2 points a game. Indianapolis still won in the NFL. Overall, averaging 29.8 points a game. Good news today for Jacksonville as far as getting guys available to play this Sunday. Everyone is cleared except for Dewey, Walker Little, both out with a concussion. The big story becomes Eric Murray, who is actually listed as questionable, even though he practiced in full all week. The expectation is that he's back, but we do not know that. Also questionable is Trayvon Walker with the knee. I absolutely expect him back. Eric Armstead with the hand. I expect him back. Parker Washington, the hip, not so fast. I think there's a possibility there that he could miss this football game. Maybe it's an opportunity here for Diami Brown to get involved once again. You know, could they flip the switch with him like perhaps they did with, let's say, Jarian Jones, who at one point had 6 snaps in 5 games, and he's been the highest-ranked defensive player ever since he has returned. I also think Brian Thomas Jr. is going to have his best game of the season coming up on Sunday. All right, let's get back to some of the Ballou, why do you talk about hitting your boss? I would think you would be embarrassed. It's part of my story, man. I'll tell you why I hit my boss. I had nothing to lose. I was making dirt. And it happened. And let me tell you, when I was let go, it's the only time I've ever been fired. I was like, this is it. I cannot believe it. What's going to go? Within 72 hours, I had 3 jobs. Okay, I was offered the job at 9:30, and I couldn't go there because of a non-compete. So I went over to Tallahassee. I worked on 1270 in Tallahassee here in the PGA Tour job that they gave me during weekends. I mean, I tripled my money within 72 hours. And then a year later, I ended up doing national radio, and the station that fired me, I was on at night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So, hey, things happen. Now, look around here. I've been here for 19 years. There's been no problems here. No incidents here, Dylan. You know what I mean?
Oh,
you know why?
I definitely hear you.
You know why? Because I got a lot to lose now. I didn't back in 1999.
Yeah, and I always, it's always cliche, but, everything happens for a reason.
How many people, honestly, let's get a showing of hands. How many people would love to hit their boss? Okay? And I'm not one that endorses physical violence, and I'm not talking about my boss is here. I'm just talking about in general. At one point in your life, were you so fed up that if you could have gotten away with it, you would have done exactly what I did? And you know what? It had no bearing on anything. First of all, how truthful is that to the point? Again, I'm going to put it in my book. But secondly, it had no effect. Again, I got 3 gigs. Then I went to Chicago. And then I came back here. It was never a question. No one ever questioned my integrity or whether or not I'm a loose cannon. So take it for what it's worth. 0016, a Keith Jones reference. When I went to have a show, I worked with his daughter Amber at TGI Fridays off of Capitol Circle. Keith Jones is a real good guy. TGI Fridays, man. Now that's a good time. No doubt about it. I remember when they opened Chili's in Tallahassee. It was like the second coming. It was unbelievable. Brother Hagar, getting all these music references coming in. 2205, FSU fan would do anything to hire Summer. There's no doubt Florida State fan. I said that earlier in the week to Dylan. I mean, you got a complete moron running Florida State's program right now. And everyone's just sitting around watching this thing go down the drain, and no one's doing anything about it. You should see my phone from former Knowles. I just showed Dylan a couple of peeps. Some of the greatest players to ever play at Florida State that I'm in constant communication with. And everyone is in such an uproar. But nothing is happening.
Hey, real quick, so news coming down. Penn State, Matt Campbell looked like it was going to be finalized. It is final. You want to guess? Have you seen it yet?
No,
okay.
I have not.
Have you seen it? What would your guess be? How many years do you think Penn State gave Matt Campbell?
All right, what was it? Was it 7 and 91 for Kiffin or 6 and 91? I think it was 7 and 91.
Yeah.
I'll say Matt Campbell. Let me say he got
I only have the years. No money.
Oh, no. You have the money?
No, I have no money. I just have how many years the deal is going to be.
A 7-year deal?
8-year deal. We thought Penn State was a fool this whole time.
But Penn State can afford it. Unlike Florida State, Penn State has played football for about 75 more years than Florida State.
They had 2 guys commit in the signing class. 2!
There you go. Matt Campbell. Hammer of the Gods is a good read. That is from 6955. It is my all-time favorite, book on music. on Led Zeppelin. I'll tell you what else I read all about is the groupies. I can't remember their names. God, that was great. One is called "Let's Spend the Night Together," and it's it's off after the Rolling Stones song. But she went on to write a couple of different books, and let me see if I can pull this up. God, the name is on the tip of my tongue, and I read a few others too. What is it? Is it the Guess Who, or is it who's the band that's comparable to Guess Who? They sing out of Arkansas, Sweet Sweet Connie, the famous groupie. Not Steppenwolf. Help me out here, people. Great. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it right now. They sing the song. Anyway, I something Railroad. Great. Anyway, it's on the tip of my tongue. But I read all those books, and they're very graphic, incredibly graphic. But if you want to read something good, absolutely do that. Let's see here. Let's spend the night together. The book. God, man, I must be getting old. I can't remember the names of these people. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. It is Pamela DeBarris.
I'm with the band.
Yes. Well, that's the second one. I've read them both. Okay. But Let's Spend the Night Together. Grand Funk Railroad is who I'm thinking of. Sweet. As a matter of fact, we'll come back with some Grand Funk Railroad. Can you play that right now? Grand Funk Railroad. I'm an American band. And in the very first part of the song, they talk about the world-famous groupie based out of Arkansas, whose name is Connie. It's right there in the very beginning. And there was one that she does. She, pulls out different groupies from, different parts of the country, and they all write one chapter in the book. And it ended up being really good. So, hey, I enjoyed that as well. Yeah, here we go. Is this a live edition?
I just pulled up the first one. Shea Stadium, 1971.
This got to be live, Grand Funk Railroad. I mean, these guys are just getting after it.
Grand Funk Railroad, I'm Your Captain.
No, that's their best song, but the song I'm looking for is American Band. We'll play that when we do return. I got to take a break because Hacker Nation is coming up right here on your home of the Jags.
See the shots and feel the excitement of an international sporting event for free. The Predator Pro Billiard Series comes to Jacksonville December 16th to the 21st at the Hyatt Riverfront downtown. See top pool pros from 40 countries compete in both men's and women's tournaments. This is high stakes, high skill, championship level billiards, and admission is free. No tickets needed. Don't miss the Predator Pro Billiard Series at the Hyatt Riverfront Hotel. Details at probilliardseries.com.
Picking here, this holiday, skip the gift that gets returned. I got a better idea. Give a custom pool from Surfside Pool. It's the ultimate present. Memories, relaxation, and instant hero status. Surfside Pools handles new builds, custom designs, heating, and weekly maintenance, so you get all the credit. Warning, may cause excessive smiles and backyard envy. Save the holidays, turn your backyard into paradise. Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Float happy, gift responsibly. License number CPC 044080.
Ah, family's here. Ready for a perfect holiday?
Honey, the toilet's overflowing.
What? Now? With everyone here?
The sink's backed up too. Cool, it's like a water park in here.
Great! Best holiday ever.
Don't panic. Just call Duck Duck Rooter. They'll fix it before we're swimming in mashed potatoes.
Got a holiday plumbing disaster? Call Duck Duck Rooter, your local plumbing pros. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Come
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
I'm Elizabeth Graham, Army veteran and owner of Bright Star Care of Ponte Vedra, West Jacksonville. Veterans caring for veterans, that's where the true understanding begins. Our nurse-led team brings skilled nursing, personal care, and companionship to veterans, seniors, adults, and children right in your home. From daily tasks to advanced care, we help your loved ones stay independent and comfortable at home. Call us anytime at 904-709-4446. Bright Star Care, a higher standard.
Jags fans, arrive on time. The smartest way to get to the bank on game day is the JTA's Game Day Express, sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 pickup locations. Get your $10 pass on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit jtafla.com for details.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullarita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
What Major League Baseball pitcher won over 500 games and pitched 749 complete games?
When your homeowner's insurance policy is up for renewal, it's a good idea to shop around to find a better plan. Southern Oak Insurance for over 20 years provides Floridians a clear option. SouthernOak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
With 511 wins and 749 complete games, Cy Young's record won't be matched.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, you're going to get the groupie reference coming up right here with Sweet Sweet Connie, who wanted to party with the band, and I read the book. Connie did party with Grand Funk Railroad. And I think a lot of us out there are jealous. Here we go. You ready, Hacker? You didn't even have your headset with you.
I can hear it.
Okay.
Your headphones are loud enough for all of us.
I've been doing this for 34 years. Here we go.
She had the whole show, and that's a natural fact. All night.
She partied with the entire band, including the roadies.
Yeah,
Man,
that happens.
to be a rock and roll star, Hacker Nation is here. We've got some interesting Friday night football.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Billy Napier taking in the Sunbelt Championship, you got to imagine, with James Madison and Troy. And what about the American Championship? The next Florida Gator coach in what should be a really good game. Number 22 Tulane, number 24 North Texas.
Winner of that game's going to the playoff.
Yeah.
So it could be John Summerall. He's coaching Tulane tonight. I imagine Gator fans will be interested in that. And truthfully, Rick, there is a world where if James Madison wins tonight and Duke wins the ACC title game tomorrow, James Madison could also get in the playoff. It is the 5 highest-ranked conference champions. It doesn't say anything about the Power 4. James Madison would be ranked higher than Duke, so you could have James Madison in and the winner of Tulane, North Texas in if Duke wins tomorrow.
Out of all due respect for conference championships and how they do it, the fact that Miami's 10-2 and they're not playing this game is a complete joke.
I knew there was tiebreaker scenarios and whatnot. I guess Duke had to lose, 3 non-conference games? They're 7-5.
I know.
And they're in this game tomorrow. For the ACC's sake, you need to hope Virginia wins, because if Virginia doesn't win, I don't know if the ACC would get any team in the playoff.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. All right, Big game coming up this weekend. Did anything surprise you with the injury report today in Jacksonville?
Eric Murray
Yes.
being questionable, that is a scary situation. I would expect him to go because he's been full at practice every day.
Right.
But if Eric Murray doesn't go and Dewey Wingard is already out, well, then you're talking Antonio Johnson and Rayon Lane, I suppose, and then I don't know what they would do behind them. I would think Trayvon Walker is going to go. I don't know that. I know he's questionable. Parker Washington is questionable as well. But I do think the Jaguars are getting healthier at the right time.
All right, what do you got coming up?
Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about the Jaguars and the Colts. Leon Searcy is going to join me, the coach Gerald Ingram, also Mike Huguenin. I call him the college football encyclopedia. We'll kind of review the SEC coaching carousel, man. We got a lot to do. We're with it till 10 o'clock, but an overwhelming majority tonight on the Jaguars and the Colts.
All right, have a lot of fun and enjoy the show and have a great weekend.
Thanks, Rick.
He's coming up next. Hey, remember, if you need a stocking stuffer, how about the Blue Crab Crab House? $50 gift card. You get an additional $15. Stop by there. They're open till 9. That is tonight and tomorrow night, all day Sunday as well. And right off of San Jose, located on Jointon Creek Road, my favorite restaurant in Jacksonville. No question about it. Thank you to Destin Adams. Thank you to you. Have an outstanding weekend. We'll see you Sunday. Should be a great game between the Jags and the Colts. I think Jacksonville pulls it off 24-20. For Dylan Denmark, I am Rick Ballou. Have a great night. Talk to you Sunday during the pregame, and then Monday at 6.